Well, here we are, the second Monday in the month of October, and my job here is to get you motivated. I'm George Davis, and welcome to another Monday Morning Motivation. Now, all month long, we're dealing with the topic of 8 relationships that every leader needs to have in their life. And in fact, we're dealing with it this month, and we'll roll it over into next month. And one reason why I think it's important to end this year with a topic like this, or wrap up this year this way, is because so many pastors are lonely. We spend so much time helping other people. So many leaders are spending all their time sowing into other people's lives, but come home to a lonely place and don't have any real relationships themselves. And so we're talking about the 8 different relationships that are important for every leader to have. Last week we looked at Nathan, the editor for your life. And this week we want to look at Jonathan. And Jonathan is the person we call a true friend. Notice I didn't say best friend, because when we look at these different friendships or relationships we're talking about, every one of them could be the best friend depending upon what the circumstance is. Last week when we talked about Nathan, Nathan is your best friend if you need somebody to step in and help to correct you or tweak you a little bit. But Jonathan is the one that we call a true friend. And he's a true friend from the standpoint, is this a relationship that is ordained by God, watch this, for mutual benefit. And that really ought to be our mindset in all of our friendships and relationships. They should never be one-sided, where we're just taking from our friend, or our friend is just sucking us dry and getting all the life out of us. If it's a real friendship from God, there ought to be mutual benefit. And when you remember the story of David and Jonathan, Jonathan was a friend to David. He was the king's son. David didn't have much to offer back unto him at the time, but because Jonathan was indeed a true friend sent by God, he took the righteousness on his life, he took the benefits on his life and made them available to his friend David. Now, when you read from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24 from the New Living Translation, it says, "There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother." In other words, a real friend is not one that's going to hurt you, not one that's going to take away from your life, but a real friend is going to be there, sometimes even closer than a blood relative. Now, I heard one author say that this type of friendship is one that they consider one soul in 2 bodies, which means you're so connected, you're so united that you almost sometimes know what each other is thinking or feeling or going through because you really become that knit together. And another thing you notice about this type of friendship is you get 2 people that can really truly be happy for each other. In other words, there's not the envy and the jealousy that comes along with some friendships. Now, this may sound like a fairy tale, but there really are friendships that exist like this. And we ought to pray and believe God that He'll send people into our lives where we can have this level of friendship. You can live 100 years and never have a friendship like this a day in your life. But if you are somebody who really does have a Jonathan in your life, then you are a blessed man or woman. Jonathan can be happy for you like John the Baptist was. John the Baptist said something that is so powerful and so profound, I think we miss it sometimes. When it was Jesus' turn to come on the scene, who's only 6 months younger than him, John the Baptist says this, "I've got to decrease so that he can increase." When you got a real Jonathan type of friendship, they have no problem celebrating your victories and watching God do something in your life, and we should be willing to do the same thing for them. Last thing is that Jonathan type of relationship, you finally get to a place where you can be vulnerable with each other. We don't just have these surface conversations and deal with surface issues. When you really get deep into a Jonathan relationship, it allows you to open up, be vulnerable, be transparent, and let each other be a part of healing the hurts that are in one another's hearts. God bless. Come back next week for the friend number 3.